Hello and welcome to day 28.
Hey, y'all.
The Loquacious Tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Say that 5 times real fast.
Loquacious.
Only 3 days left of our 30-day tongue fast. And loquacious, what does it mean? It means full of excessive talk.
Yes.
Tending to talk much or freely.
Way too much.
It's like the incessant talker, the over-talker, Chatty Cathy, the gift of the gab, all those things. See, excessive talking can have a negative impact on your career and social standing.
True.
For sure, it can have a detrimental spiritual impact, according to Proverbs 10:19. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you.
All right.
We found several lists that identified the traits of a talkative person, and they're both true and kind of funny.
Yeah.
So if you have the tendency to end up spoiling movies and TV shows for people because of your talking, or your eating takes longer for you than others,
I know some people.
you're fun-loving and enjoy life, or you can single-handedly ruin a Bible study, workshop, a class, a mood with incessant talking, especially when others want to be involved in the discussion. You may have a loquacious tongue. Now, being loquacious is not limited to people who are extroverts. There are talkative introverts as well. They just take time warming up, and when they're in their element or dealing with things that they're passionate about, then oftentimes they just don't stop talking. So whether you're comfortable chatting it up in a crowd or find it comfortable being one-on-one, both are about monopolizing the conversation.
That is so true. You know, I mean, I think at times I could be guilty of that, right?
Yeah, yo, también. Yeah.
Yeah. So people can be overly talkative or talk excessively for a myriad of reasons. Some talkers are deeply insecure, and they have to deal with their insecurity through talking. They let it out. Then some people talk a lot because they're arrogant and are impressed with themselves.
All of that me.
Yeah. And it's as if their opinions are the only one that matters, right? And they have this sense of self-importance. And then some are just insensitive. They keep talking and don't pay attention to any social cues whatsoever. And as like when someone has something to say, or when they're ready to leave, or to leave the conversation, they just keep going. And then they change the subject, and it doesn't, or they make comments that don't relate to what the speaker is saying. And then they just change subjects to things that they want to talk about.
Yep.
So then you have what we were talking about this, and it's the extreme of loquaciousness. Ooh. And that's being extremely shy and socially anxious and having trouble with exhibiting social confidence. People who have that.
Yes.
And because they think that what they say doesn't matter, or I never get my words right, I can't formulate my words, kind of like the Moses deal, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
So it's that I'm not smart enough with my words, and this fear is the very thing that holds them back from even sharing, because what they don't get is that what they may have to say may very well be the thing that helps someone to be delivered.
That's true.
But because of their fear, the other person stays bound, right?
That's good.
And you could have been the one that God sent
to use you.
Exactly. And so either extreme is not the ideal, because no matter how you slice it, it's all about you. Right? It's rooted, the common denominator of being an excessive talker and someone who is socially, just extremely painfully shy, is that is rooted in the self. Okay? And so God designed us to be in relationship with one another.
Yeah.
And the rules of engagement, so to speak, is for us to lovingly prefer one another. It's that whole Philippians 2:3-4 deal.
That's good, babe. And Proverbs 10:19 says, when words are many, sin is not absent.
Okay.
But he who holds his tongue is wise.
Yeah.
Another way I've always said it is, it's better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the real one.
Because here's the thing. If you just keep talking and you talk too much, you will say the wrong thing at some point in time.
At some point.
So be sensible and watch what you say.
Yeah.
Now, DSP has this great quote. She says, people who have genuine self-esteem and self-confidence usually have no desire to monopolize the conversation. They're interested in hearing other points of view.
Yeah.
It usually is in talking that foolishness is revealed.
Honey, your mouth will betray you every time. But if you are an incessant talker, you have the tendency to give way too much information. Okay? And you have a hard time keeping what someone has told you in confidence.
That's true.
Because you're bursting to want to share that information. Sometimes the information that you do share is unnecessary to the topic, the conversation. It just doesn't add anything to it. This can make people feel less forthcoming about wanting to talk to you about their secrets, because they think you will mistakenly slip with your mouth and say something, and we don't want that. We don't want that for anyone. I know that I don't want that for myself. So it's okay to share what you've learned, but you just don't have to share all that you learned. And I must admit that through this whole study right here, I need to make a note to myself on that. I don't need to disclose everything that I've learned.
That's important, because sometimes it is, because we're excited and we're passionate about the things that God's showing us.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do have to realize we can't always unload everything in one shot.
Unload it. It's
And we also need to realize that there is a difference between an extrovert and an over-talker.
True.
While they may have similar traits, they're not necessarily the same person.
Yes.
Now, they both never meet strangers. They're able to start conversations with almost anyone. They make everything more lively just because they're a part of it. They help people meet new people because they're connectors, and there's never a silent or a dull moment around them because they just put life into everything there.
Yes, true.
But the difference between them is one knows how to operate in discernment on when to speak and when not to speak.
Yes,
or as 1 Thessalonians 4:11 says, study to be quiet. We need to know that there are times to speak and time to be silent. It's about being disciplined or self-controlled, which self-control is one of the fruit of the Spirit. So when we're walking according to the Spirit, it says we won't fulfill the lusts of the flesh.
Yeah, it's funny when the word that says study to be quiet, I've never really seen that in that verse, and it's so interesting. I'm just like, it really is there. It's like study to be quiet. And so we see also in 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 4, we see that having a quiet spirit is valuable. But why is that? Why is having a quiet spirit valuable? Well, because a quiet spirit is just disciplined by the Holy Spirit. That's number one. And it is the byproduct, as you were saying, honey, the fruit of the Spirit.
Yeah.
So it demonstrates the reign of God in one's life. Jesus' humility and spirit showed the power of humble wisdom and penetrating love. It has been said of meekness that it is not weakness, but power under perfect control.
That's good.
I can certainly say with all certainty that after reading this chapter, I am developing what would we say, a new strategy for my interacting with people.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So may we choose. We were talking about Proverbs 17:27 in the ESV. I really like this. It says, "Whoever strains his words has knowledge, and he who has a cool spirit is a man of understanding. Even a fool who keeps silent is considered wise. When his lips are closed, when he closes his lips, he is deemed intelligent."
Yeah.
It's just like even foolish people, when they shut up, that they seem smart. I mean, that's funny. May we just be careful and deliberate about choosing the words in which we speak. That's what I get from this. Yeah.
That's good. Well, for our reflecting points today, we'd like you to consider writing out today's affirmation from the book. And it reads, "When my words are many, sin is not absent. But when I hold my tongue, I am wise." So write that out, and then through the day, repeat this personal proclamation to yourself so that it will get inculcated into your spirit and into your mind.
Inculcated. I love that word. Loquacious and inculcated.
Yeah, we're just throwing out all the 50-cent words today.
Yeah, we're putting it down. But here are our scriptures to reflect on during the day, and also the passages that we've previously mentioned. Proverbs 17:27 and 28 in the New King James Version is really good. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 2, and also 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 11 in the King James Version. King James. But as always, what we say, and it is true with everything, take these scriptures in the totality of the passages that they're found in, i.e. their chapters, so that you can have a full understanding of what the meaning of that particular verse is, and you don't take things out of context. And ask the Holy Spirit to reveal just one nugget of truth that you can hold on to that is yours, that can change everything.
That's good, babe. And again, if this has been a blessing, let us know. Comment, thumbs up, subscribe. Just let us know.
Yeah.
And as we remind you every day, the power of life and death is where? In your tongue. So speak life. Speak life everywhere you go. And may you realize it's not what you think, it's not what we think, it's what God says. So get grounded in His Word, be empowered by His Spirit so that you can hear, listen, and obey the words of Jesus no matter the cost.
His words.
God bless you. Have an amazing day.
So long.
But I wasn't given the spirit